Right about here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get yourself and your soul together.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the Chris and Andre Show.
Allbirds, what the actual...
I mean, as two major, supporters, proponents, really, of artificial intelligence, I think, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's very clear they had no money. Their business had tanked. And they were like, how do we get money? AI. And I feel like they're just going to get a bunch of investor money, and then they're going to be like, oh, it turns out those accelerated GPUs that we wanted to buy are really expensive or really hard to get. And so we already spent all the money on lavish things for our or golden parachutes for our executives or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I read the story this morning. I heard about it yesterday, and I still don't know what the play is.
The only thing I can figure is that they have space, and they figure that there's a demand for GPU access, right? Is what they're banking on. And so my read on it is that they intend to basically convert some of their existing real estate into these warehouses, data centers, essentially, more or less, right?
Sure, but
why you would trust a footwear company to know how to shift into accelerated GPUs? I don't know.
Beyond me, right?
Yeah, I'm with you in that we were sitting here yesterday because Allbirds was, I guess, no longer probably a customer of ours, and the reps, my sales reps were all here this week, and we were talking yesterday. One of them was like, Allbirds is becoming an AI company, and I was like, wait, like Allbirds, the footwear company, like our customer? And he was like, yeah. And so I went to the rep who works with Allbirds, and I was like, did you hear about this? And she was like, yeah, I just heard about it this morning. I have no idea what's going on there. That's not anything. Like, my read on it also is that most of the internal staff had no idea that this was coming. Right? I mean, if you went to work at Allbirds as a footwear designer or developer, you're not going to want to stick around for new birds. Like, so why?
Of course not.
Right?
But my question, so I think we're thinking the same thing. So the real estate move, I kind of get it because there's been a national backlash against data centers. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, I don't get it, because I think that the bubble is soon to burst, like just because of external pressures from, other world events.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you've seen some AI companies are already starting to close their doors,
right?
Or at least portions of it. I mean, like Sora shut down and Disney pulled their $1 billion investment out, which, I mean, that was never going to last anyways. But.
Yeah, that was a bad play. I think for me, it's like the .com bubble. In many aspects, the impact will be like the 08-09 crisis, which is its own nightmare in and of itself. And if it's true that AI companies are propping up a good chunk of the value of the market, well, that crashes. But unfortunately, like normal America will feel the pressure first. That was a mind-blowing story. When I read it, I was like, but why? why? I mean, I understand my limits. Like when people ask me about certain technologies that they're not my domain, I just kind of say, yeah, I don't know. But I'm not. This
seems like the opposite of that, you know?
Right.
Because my initial thought was like, okay, they're gonna develop an AI platform for designing footwear, or for shoe customization. Like I assumed,
when I saw the headline, that's what I thought.
Footwear related somewhere, and then it was just like, nope, clean break,
When I saw the headline, I was like, it's not April 1st. What are we doing? And I was trying to think of scenarios with like shoes. And as I kept reading, I was like, yo.
This has nothing to do with shoes. This would be like D-Zone starting a footwear company.
Right.
Right. That's... Like, guys, we're closing the website. We've sold Answer Hub. We're going to build shoes from now on. Like, what?
What rich fever dream are you in that you just...
And that's where, obviously, I don't have any evidence, but you kind of get the, like, is this just a grift? Like, is this some form of like just we need money and this was the quickest way that we saw to get an influx of cash because the business had gone downhill so fast? But
so what I think is like they got a lot of VC funding, and when they went public, their IPO was humongous, but their revenue dropped. I think it was 40% from like year over year or something like that. So it was pretty dramatic. Yeah. So depending on what type of deals they had, it could be a panic move. I don't know. That's why I am not pro VC funding for most things, myself included, because you don't know the deal. No. And if your burn rate is so high and you're not able to keep up like revenue and profit, you could get screwed. You could get sued.
I mean, that seems like the more likely scenario for a lot of VC, because so often they come in when they haven't achieved that high level of revenue yet. And it's the like hype. We got to, we got to spend money to make money kind of thing. And it's like, but yeah, eventually you actually do have to make money. Like you can't just spend money to spend money.
Right. But that's part of our stupidity with this whole thing, where it's like we don't create companies to create companies. We create companies with an exit strategy. Yeah,
we're not creating companies to create jobs, right? We're creating companies so that we can build, and not we, but like so that you can build your own personal recognition. You, Andre. See, I changed it from we to you. No, but it's like it's all about, well, look what I did, and put what I can put on my resume on LinkedIn or whatever, or make it sound snappy when I'm hanging out at,
Well, there is the whole 30 under 30 curse. So that's a whole nother subject, but a lot of those companies just fizzle out. It's not a good look as far as like economic stability for our country. It's just not a good look.
We talked about it last time that, like AI right now,
as if.
It is plummeting towards the trough of disillusionment where, its effectiveness, its usefulness has not proven out based on the promises that were made and the hype that was built around it. And so now you have that backlash. And like you said, I think a lot of those AI investments, like that money is going to start going away very quickly based on not only what's going on in the AI market, but just global economic conditions in general are going to dictate that people get as much of that money back as they can so that they can be more liquid to adjust to what's going to happen.
Yeah, I saw a story in the news while I was eating dinner, and they were talking about how the impacts of tariffs and the global supply chain like delays are starting to affect North Carolinians. Well, it's not going to get better. It's just like it's like I don't know why we. I'm not anti-billionaire. I just think that people that are billionaires are idiots, and the current ones we have are just weird, and there's self-righteousness just annoys the shit out of me. So.
They should have never gave you niggas money. You don't know how to appreciate it.
Thanks for checking out the Chris and Andre Show. This is the part where we ask you to like and subscribe. You could also leave a comment and share this with someone you think would find useful. For more content like this, head on over to chrisandandreshow.com. Remember, stay sane, stay safe, and stay salty. We'll see you on the next one.